hard to do, 'cause I don't have a wooden heart. And if you say goodbye, then I know that I would cry. Maybe I would die, 'cause I don't have a wooden heart. There's no strings upon this love of mine. It was always you from the start. Treat me nice, treat me good, treat me like you really should, 'cause I'm not made of wood, and I don't have a wooden heart. Musiden, zum Städtelein-Haus, Städtelein-Haus, und du, mein Schatz, bleibst hier. Musiden, zum Städtelein-Haus, Städtelein-Haus, und du, mein Schatz, bleibst hier. There's no strings upon this love of mine. It was always you from the start. Sei mir gut, sei mir gut, sei mir wie du wirklich sollst, wie du wirklich sollst, 'cause I don't have a wooden heart.
Up on the roof, up on the roof. When this old world starts getting me down, and people are just too much for me to face, up on the roof, I climb way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift right into space.
One day, little girl, the sadness will leave your face as soon as you've won your fight to get justice done. Some days, little girl, you'll wonder what life's about. but others have known. Few battles are won alone, so you look around to find someone who's kind, someone who is fearless like you. The pain of it will ease a bit when you find a man with true grit. One day you will rise, and you won't believe your eyes. You'll wake up and see a world that is fine and free, though summer seems far away. You'll find the sun one day. Though summer seems far away, but you'll find the sun one day.
Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine. Today, I'll be a dandy and I'll be a rover. You'll know who I am by the song that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll lie in your clover. Who cares what tomorrow may bring? Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine. Today, I can't be contented with yesterday's glory, and I can't live on promises, winter till spring. For this is my moment, and this is my story. I'll laugh and I'll cry and I'll sing. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine. Today,
Welcome, and thank you for being here today as we come together to say goodbye to Helen Barbara Gordon. Today we remember not simply the number of years Helen lived, but the life she created within those years. Your presence, love and support mean so much to the family as we come together to remember and celebrate the life of Helen. My name is Deborah White, and it is my honour and privilege to be here today. Neville, along with Tanya and Charlie, Leah and Richard, Joanne, Roslyn and Kevin, Brad and Kim and Ainsley, her grandchildren Celeste and Roy, Raya, Matt, Harry, Emily, Jordan, Connor and Larissa, Jack and Alex, Shay Delaney and Kahi, Quinn, Tisha, Tyler and her beloved great-grandchildren Casey and Archie and her friend Willow. They would like to thank you today for being here. Please accept this as a personal thank you. I would also like to welcome those that have joined us via live stream. Just a little bit of housekeeping. The family please ask, if you haven't already, to sign the remembrance book after the service. You are all warmly invited to refreshments in the lounge adjacent to the chapel. A private cremation will take place later in the day. Please turn all your cell phones off. I have a few apologies. Ainsley and Tyler send their love and thoughts from Australia. Craig Dempster, Shane Bird, Chris Chittick and Clive Craigie. Let's begin. We are here today to show our love and support to Helen's husband and their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren and other members of the family, and to those that were important to Helen. I have a wee reading. My mother. You were someone I could talk to that no one can replace. You were someone I could laugh with till tears ran down my face. You were someone I could turn to when I needed a helping hand. You were someone I could count on to advise and understand. You were someone I thought more of as each one came to the end. You were my dearest mother and also my dearest friend. Thank you for the memories that yours and mine alone, for they recall so many special moments that you and I have known. Born in Dunedin, Helen Barbara Johnson, her parents were Earl and Jean Johnson. She was the fifth child of 7, Marie, Bill, Anne, Jean, Helen, Sue and David. Helen attended Kaikoura Valley Primary School and then went on to Kaikoura Valley College. She studied and became a psychiatric nurse, doing her training at Cherry Farm and working there until her marriage to Ralph Williams. Helen became a mother to Tanya, Leah and Joanne. Helen worked at Cookie's Takeaway in Corstorphine, and during this time she met Neville at a group that they both attended. Helen also became great friends with Jean Robertson, and this friendship continued until Jean passed away 2 years ago. Fun was had with Jean and Hazel Lund, as well as other friends. Many wonderful times and great memories were made. The eulogy continues from Neville's words, and he's written this himself, so I'll do my best for you, Neville. The move to Clinton and merging of families kept Helen busy, also adapting to a more rural lifestyle. This took some adjusting as well. Neville, being a stock agent, his hours were varied, early starts and late finishes. The extra phone work after hours took some getting used to. Clinton still had a manual exchange, crank the handle, working, number please, 58M. Over time, Helen made some good friends and was sad to leave Clinton. A shift to Awaka for Neville's work saw a new town. Tani was still living in Clinton, and with the arrival of Helen's first grandchild, Celeste, Helen had a very special reason to continue her visits to Clinton. Helen became involved in the Awaka community, joining the St John's as a volunteer. She was also on the committee of the Awaka Rugby Club Women's Committee. She volunteered at the Awaka swap shop. Helen really enjoyed her work with the St. John's and the training and learning about the body and how it worked, or most cases how it didn't work. She became a very confident person, Neville said. She would say to him when the pager went off, "Have I got time to go to the toilet?" When she retired from St. John's, she missed it immensely. She did retain good friends from these days. The arrival of more grandchildren kept her very busy, knitting, babysitting, and making their birthday cakes. The grandchildren also gave her great bragging rights. Helen encouraged all her children to do the best that they could. She went on to encourage her grandchildren to do the same. Helen was always keen to hear how they were doing. How's Celeste's studies? Has Jordan got a girlfriend yet? Should Harry be driving that Land Rover with Emily on the back? Emily's riding that motorbike far too fast. When will Connor finish his apprenticeship? Will Jack be safe with all those idiots in the States? The arrival of great-grandchildren made her day and gave her even bragging rights. She was a good cook and homemaker. The family was always well fed. The house as it should be, and still time to socialise with friends. Her birthday cakes were legendary. The birthday cake book was probably the most looked at book in the house. Orders were given as to which cake would be liked for the next birthday by the children. Also mention Storm, an Alaskan Malamute who she enjoyed many walks with. I believe Storm was quite special. Helen had a good sense of humour most of the time. If it failed you, you would know. Just ask Charlie. Helen enjoyed socialising and was always keen on karaoke, with Pearl's a Singer, her go-to song. She also enjoyed dancing and always keen to get on the dance floor. She could be seen line dancing at Balclutha Views in the last months. In recent years, Helen's health has declined. This led to time in Balclutha Views. And on Friday the 14th of August, Helen passed away after a brief battle with cancer, which of course brings us here today to celebrate Helen's life. Now I also have some more words from Neville, and these are from the heart. So there's just a little piece here that I will read. Smacker. We shared 40 plus years. There was a lot of laughs and times in those years. There was also the odd tear. You gave me support and strength, which enabled me to follow my career and sports. You picked up the slack on many occasions without complaint, but if you felt that I was pushing the limits, you certainly let me know. The last few years were particularly hard. You faced it with strength and dignity. Rest in peace, Helen. You bloody deserve it. Love your smacker. I also have some words here from Helen's daughter, Joanne. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate my mum, Helen Gordon. If Mum was able to speak to us right now, she'd probably tell us to all cheer up, stop crying, and why nobody has bought her a cup of tea yet. Mum was well known for her cheeky banter. She always had a quick comeback, and no one was safe from her sharp wit. She brought the same lively energy to everything she did, whether she was saving the day with St. John's or hunting for treasures and chatting with locals while volunteering at the Awaka swap shop. Mum was also a legendary baker. Her grandchildren quickly learned that Mum's house was the best place for sweet treats. Her birthday cakes were absolutely fantastic. They looked incredible. Tasted even better and usually required a massive clean-up operation in the kitchen afterwards. She poured the same love and creativity into her handmade cards, which we will treasure forever. Family was Mum's ultimate priority, though she definitely ruled the roost. When my sons were young, she insisted on seeing them every single day. I think she just wanted to make sure I was raising them right, and the boys just loved spending time with their nan. Mum and I were always close, but moving back to Awaka these past few years was a true gift. It meant we could spend real quality time together, which mostly involved cups of tea, biscuits, a bit of a gossip, and a few laughs. I will always cherish those everyday moments forever. Mum, we are going to miss your laugh, your cheeky banter, and without a doubt, your chocolate eclairs. Rest easy. Joanne, thank you for sharing your precious memories of your mum with us. I would now like to invite Helen's granddaughters, Raya and Celeste, to come forward and share the memories that they have written.
Hi everyone, my name is Celeste Helen Corbett, for those of you who don't know, and I am Helen's eldest granddaughter. I had the privilege of getting to know her in a unique way because I had her all to myself for the first 6 years of my life. Those early years gave us a very special bond. Death will never break that. Eventually our family grew, and we were also lucky that her love stretched to welcome the rest of the grandchildren, and now her 2 great-grandchildren. Rest easy, boss. Love you. I'll stand with you.
Kia ora everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Raya. I'm one of Helen's grandchildren. I'd like to begin today by acknowledging my granddad for his constant love and strength and care for Grandma throughout her life and right until the very end. I'm deeply grateful for all the dedication and support you have given her. And a thank you to my mum, Tania. You've had to make some of the hardest decisions a daughter could ever face. Your strength, your courage, your love have been truly humbling to witness. And everything you've carried has not gone unnoticed, and I love you. I just want to take a moment to share a few memories of my grandma. When I think of her, I'm taken back to childhood in its simplest form. Fish and chip Fridays, sleepovers, playing in the garden, trips to the dairy, dress-ups, all her little jokes and quirks that made her so unmistakably her. Alongside those everyday moments are the more unexpected ones that stayed with me, like her showing me the Rocky Horror Picture Show on videotape, which I quickly grew to love very much and still smile about to this day. I also remember the stories from her time with St. John, picking flowers together, the birthday cake she made, and especially her chocolate eclairs still will be the best I've ever had. These memories sit with me, the everyday, the funny, the sweet. They shaped my childhood in ways I didn't fully understand at the time, and they stay with me now. Our relationship wasn't always simple, and Grandma was a complicated woman, as am I, but I don't believe perfection is what makes a person's impact meaningful. It's the love underneath it all and the imprint that they leave behind. I will carry the lessons she gave me and pass them on to my daughter, Casey Joy, her great-granddaughter. So today I remember her for the love in those everyday moments, the memories she gave us, and the mark she left on all of our lives. Thank you, Grandma, for everything, and especially for giving me my mum. And I promise I'll keep giving my dad, Charlie, a hard time on your behalf. We will carry you with us always. We love you forever. Thank you.
Thank you, girls, for sharing your grandma with us. And I didn't have the pleasure to meet her, but she sounds like she was an awesome lady. Rosalind, Neville's daughter, would you like to come forward and share your memories of Helen?
Hi, I think I might know everyone in the room, but just in case, I'm Rosalind. I'm Helen's eldest stepdaughter. I've gone round in circles since I thought I'd like to say a few words today. I wrote something and then I scrubbed it because it didn't sound like her, and then I wrote something else and deleted that too because it didn't really sound like me. How best to show grace and honour a difficult woman who sometimes had a difficult life. The only way to do that, I think, is with honesty, and I think that's what she would have wanted and appreciated. Dad and Helen recently celebrated their 41st wedding anniversary. 41 years is a long time. It's a whole life of ordinary days, hard times, routines, arguments, laughter, and choosing to stay beside each other. Helen's Alzheimer's diagnosis seemed to bring them closer together, even as the disease slowly took her away from those she loved and those who loved her. Dad called it the long goodbye. And then after all that, to have her journey end so suddenly and cruelly is still hard to make sense of. To many people, Helen was Smacker. The nickname suited her perfectly. She had a strong character, a quick wit, and called a spade a spade. She was straight up and direct, so direct that she once asked one of my friends at my 21st birthday if he was the stripper. Not sure if it was wishful thinking or the gin bucket talking, but Big Russ did seem to seriously consider taking up her offer. But underneath that directness was someone who was capable, loyal, and practical. You always knew where you stood with Helen, and even when that was challenging, it was part of what made her Helen. Blended families are complicated, ours possibly more than most. There were a lot of things that I didn't fully understand when I was younger, but I know that people can shape us in ways that we don't always recognise at the time. I'm sure Brad would agree that we wouldn't be who we are or have achieved what we've achieved without having Helen in our lives. Sorry, now I've lost my place. She believed deeply in education and was proud of her own intellect. Kevin and I have been schooled more than once in the game of Trivial Pursuit. Her dedication to the ambulance service was extraordinary, and the difference she made to the community through that service and her hours at the swap shop was huge. I have no doubt that if she'd been born in a different generation, she would have been a doctor, a dream she often spoke about not having a chance to follow. Maybe that is why she connected with the song Pearl as a Singer, the idea of dreams that life doesn't let you follow. Her version of singing songs for the lost and lonely was giving almost 2 decades of her life to the ambulance service. Helen gave direction to both Brad and I's adult life by suggesting and supporting our applications to the New Zealand Defence Force, even when she was convinced we were filling out the forms wrong. There are lots of things that Helen taught me over the years that still shape my actions today, from the little things like always salt your potatoes before boiling them, how to cast off knitting properly, to the bigger things like do it once, do it right, hold firm to your convictions, and keep learning. Dad, I'm so sorry. You've lost the person who stood beside you for so much of your life. I know the last part of Helen's journey was heartbreaking, and I know how much love and patience you gave her through it. I hope you can feel the love around you here today. Joe, Leah, Tanya, I know today is especially bittersweet for you. Her struggles are over, but now she's gone. Helen was your mum, and nothing I can say can capture that loss. Helen meant different things to all of us here today, but that loss is yours in a way that no one else can fully know. But know that we will all miss her and remember her in our own way. Helen, we didn't always see eye to eye. We had our differences, and there were plenty of things we never really talked through. But standing up here now, I can see the ways you showed up for Dad, for the family, and for the life you built. It may not have always been easy between us, but I respect the strength you had, the contribution you made in the community, and the place you had in our lives. I hope that you're at peace now, and I hope you knew that you mattered to us. I'm not going to sing because we don't need any more pain today, but I am going to quote again from Pearl was a Singer. She wanted to be Betty Grable, but now she sits there at that beer-stained table, dreaming of the things she never got to do, all those dreams that never came true. You were convinced there was an afterlife, and hopefully now you get to realise some of those dreams there. Rest easy, Helen.
Helen, your watch is over. We take up the line from here. You'll never be forgotten. Rest easy, Helen. Stand down and rest in peace.
Thank you, Rosalind and Brad. Thank you. What wonderful memories you've got, and thank you so much for sharing those with us today. Now, I'd like to open the floor to see if there's anybody else that would like to say a few words about Helen. No? Okay. So how do we say goodbye to a wife, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, a sister, a friend? We remember what she meant to us. We think of the times that we have spent in her company and we smile because our memories are ours. It is almost impossible in just a few minutes to put into words the life of a woman who has lived a full and meaning life. The family have put together photos to celebrate Helen's life. I now invite you to take a few minutes to reflect on Helen's journey through that life. Remember again her smile, the things she used to say to you, the conversations you had, the ordinary moments that are now very precious.
Pearl's a singer. She stands up when she plays the piano in a nightclub. Pearl's a singer. She sings songs for the lost and the lonely. Her job is entertaining folks, singing songs and telling jokes in a nightclub. Pearl's a singer, and they say that she once was a winner in a contest. Pearl's a singer, and they say that she once cut a record. They played it for a week or so on the local radio. It never made it. She wanted to be Betty Grable, but now she sits there at that beer-stained table, dreaming of the things she never got to do, all those dreams that never came true. Pearl's a singer. She stands up when she plays the piano in a nightclub. Pearl's a singer. She sings songs for the lost and the lonely. Her job is entertaining folks, singing songs and telling jokes in a nightclub. Pearl's a singer. She stands up when she plays the piano in a nightclub. Pearl's a singer.
thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring up the road and pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold off of New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, North Country winters keep a getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. But I ain't turning back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Yeah, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Walking to the south out of Roanoke, I caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. But he's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. I gotta move on before the sun. I hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, so rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way I wanna feel. Hey, mama, rock me, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, yeah, mama, you can rock me, rock me.
Photos, they say such a wonderful story about a person's life. Don't forget to take those photos. It's important to have them. Your life was a blessing, your memory a treasure. You are loved beyond words, and missed beyond measure. Could you please stand for the committal? Helen, your life we honour, your departure is hard to accept, but the beautiful memories you have given us all will remain forever, treasured in our hearts. We are grateful for the privilege of having shared life with you. Rest easy now, at the end of your days. Rest in the hearts and minds of those who loved you. Rest in peace, Helen. You will be missed deeply and lovingly remembered.
Solo sogno l'orizzonte e mancano le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre mostrar tutto il mio cuore che è acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che ha incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io lo so, l'uomo non esistono più. It's time to say goodbye.
Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte e manca le parole. E io sì lo so che sei con me, con me. Tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò
stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre mostrar tutto il mio cuore che è acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che ha incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò sulla per mari che io lo so, non esistono più. It's time to say goodbye.
Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte e manca le parole. E io sì lo so che sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me, mio sole, tu sei qui con me.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you. In my arms when I want you. And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue in the night and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, 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 dream.
If you see your brother standing by the road with a heavy load from the seeds he sowed, and if you see your sister falling by the way, just stop and say, you're going the wrong way. You've got to try a little kindness, yes, show a little kindness, just shine your light for everyone to see. And if you try a little kindness, then you'll overlook the blindness, narrow-minded people on the narrow-minded streets. Don't walk around the down and out, lend a helping hand instead of doubt. And the kindness that you show every day will help someone along their way. You've got to try a little kindness, yes, show a little kindness, just shine your light for everyone to see. And if you try a little kindness, then you'll overlook the blindness, narrow-minded people on the narrow-minded street. You've got to try a little kindness, yes, Lord, show a little kindness, but just shine your light for everyone to see. And if you try a little kindness, then you'll overlook the blindness, narrow-minded people on the narrow-minded street. People see us everywhere. They think you really care, but myself I can't deceive.